Hi, first grade. This week we started learning about solid figures, and today we're going to talk about the properties of solid figures, or the attributes or features of solid figures. So just like with plane shapes, there are certain things that we use to identify solid figures. So if you remember last week with plane shapes, we counted the number of sides and corners that each plane shape had, a square, a triangle, and that was how we identified which plane shape was which. So we do this a similar thing with solid figures, but instead of counting the sides and corners, we talk about the number of flat surfaces and the number of vertices, and I'll show you what I mean. So here, if we look on our screen, we have a cone. So we learned that this was a cone. You can kind of see it moving around. That goes pretty quick. Um, but we can also take a look at the top of the cone, if you were looking down on it, front, the side, and the bottom of the cone. And on a cone, this part here is considered a flat surface. So a cone has one flat surface and then what we call a vertex, where it comes to a point here, that's a vertex. When there's more than one, we call them vertices. So a cone has one flat surface and one vertex. And sometimes you'll see flat surface used or the word face used, faces. All right, so our cone is one flat surface, one vertex. Let's take a look at our next solid figure. Here we have our sphere, and if we move it around, you can see that's what our sphere would look like. And if we look at the top, front, side, and the bottom, a sphere has 0 flat surfaces and it has 0 vertices. Okay, let's clear that and take a look at our next solid figure, which is a cylinder. And if we move our cylinder around, you can see spins pretty fast there, but that is what it would look like moving around. I know it's hard to see 3D figures on a flat screen, so hopefully that helps a little bit. But if we look at the top, the front, the side, and the bottom of a cylinder, we would see that that a cylinder has 2 flat surfaces, so here and then here, and it has 0 vertices. So 2 flat surfaces, 0 vertices. Okay, we take a look at our next solid figure, which is a cube. And if I move that around, you can see it's spinning there a bit. And then we can take a look at the top, the front, the side, and the bottom view. And a cube is made up of many squares, as you can see. And with a cube has 6 flat surfaces. So I know it's hard, again, to see a three-dimensional figure on a flat screen. But if we look at the flat surfaces, there would be one here, and then on the other side where you can't see, there's one here, and then on the opposite side of where you can't see, there's one right here, and then there's another one on the opposite side down below where you can't see the way it's sitting right now. So 6 flat surfaces, and then there are 8 vertices. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it's the same on this side. So 1, 2, 3, and then there would be 4 back where we can't see on the screen. So 4 here, that equals 8. So again, 6 flat surfaces, 8 vertices. And if we now take a look at a pyramid and spin it around, you can see, and here is the top, front, side, and bottom. A pyramid is made up of 5 flat surfaces. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then on the bottom would be 5, and then it's made up of 5 vertices. So 1, 2, 3, and then the fourth one is where we can't see, and then 5 would be here. So 5 flat surfaces, 5 vertices for our pyramid. And then last but not least, our rectangular prism. So if we move, kind of see that moving around a little bit, moving it that way, it goes pretty quick. But we can take a look at the top, the front, the side, and the bottom. And a rectangular prism is similar to a cube in that it has 6 flat surfaces, and it also has 8 vertices. So, it's hard to see again on the screen, but there are 6 flat surfaces and 8 vertices on a rectangular prism. Okay, so those are the properties of solid figures. So now you can go ahead and complete the rest of your seesaw activity, where you'll have a little review of identifying the solid figures by moving the correct name to the correct picture. You'll complete a little chart where you'll fill in the number of vertices and the number of flat surfaces on a couple of solid figures. And then on the third page of your seesaw activity, you will circle some solid figures that follow a rule. So you'll see there are 3 separate pages for today's activity, and that will be it for math. So thank you and have a great rest of your day.